We got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, it always seems to come down to this. Every single election, every single presidential election comes down to kind of this question. What kind of a country do we want to be? It really does. The candidates represent us. Trump represents a part of us. Kamala Harris represents a part of us. Every time we vote for president of this country, we're voting for who we want to be, what kind of a country we want to have, what kind of a people we are. That's really what it is. And look, I say this as a former congressman. When we vote for our member of Congress, when we vote for our United States senator, when we vote for our alderman, our city council person, our state legislator, it's more about what party we are. It's more about what they're going to do for us. It's more about certain policies or fixing the potholes on our streets or bringing stuff back, bringing that art center back to the district. It's a whole bunch of different things, but the most personal vote we ever cast in this country is when we vote for president. There's something innately personal about it, this vote. We're voting for us, a people. They've done studies like the American people want to like the person they're voting for president. That factor of wanting to like and feel close to, you want to be represented by, that's uniquely prevalent when we vote for president. There's something uniquely personal about, in this country, our vote for president. And I think it has to do with that question. What kind of a country do we want to be? What kind of a people do we want to be? And man, let me tell you something, America. You cannot have a more perfect contrast in answering that question than in what we've seen just in the last 2 to 3 days. Donald Trump 2 nights ago at Madison Square Garden, he held his closing event. He made his closing case. He presented to you, America, the kind of America he wants to have. An America full of hate, full of fear, full of bigotry, full of personal insults, full of division, hate and fear, including Trump. Damn near every speaker at Madison Square Garden the other night presented a vision of hate and fear and division. Them versus us. They're bad, we're good. They're evil, we're good. They're the enemy, we're not. And then all the personal insults thrown at Latinos and Blacks and Puerto Ricans. That night, man, right? Again, this question, what kind of a people, what kind of a country do we want to have, do we want to be? Trump presented his vision of a divided country, a country where people hate each other, a country where people fear each other, an America where the other side is our enemy. That's Trump's vision. If you want that America, damn it, vote for Trump. Hell yeah. If you want an America where you believe the people who disagree with you are your enemy, they're evil, then doggone it, vote for Trump. That's the vision he presented. Contrast that with Kamala Harris last night at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C. She went to the exact same spot. She stood in the exact same spot that Donald Trump stood in almost 4 years ago, when Donald Trump incited his followers to go storm the United States Capitol. Kamala Harris stood in that spot last night, and she presented a very different vision of what kind of a country she wants to help us be. A very different vision of what kind of a people she wants us to be. And she cut to the chase. In a few ways, she contrasted herself with Trump, her vision with Trump's vision, very succinctly in a few ways, especially the way we look at people who disagree with us. Keith, give me that quick one.
Trump, I don't believe people who disagree with me are the enemy. He wants to put them in jail. I'll give them a seat at the table. I pledge to you to approach my work with the joy and optimism that comes from making a difference in people's lives. And I pledge to be a president for all Americans. And to always put country above party and self.
I love that. I love that. And for everybody listening to me on TikTok right there, that was Kamala Harris last night. And that first line she put there, unlike Donald Trump, I do not consider the people who disagree with me to be evil. I mean, start there, America. Cut to the chase. I feel like so much of my role this past year or so is to try to make your vote easier, to try to make your choice, your decision easier. What kind of America do you want to be? What kind of a people do you want to be? There it is. There is maybe the most basic distinction between Trump and Harris, between their visions for America. They're different visions for America. Donald Trump, the people who disagree with me are my enemy. They're the enemy within. If you agree with that, then vote for Trump. Kamala Harris right there, no, I do not consider the people who disagree with me to be my enemy. If you agree with that, if you don't believe your fellow Americans, even though they disagree with you, if you don't believe they are your enemy, you don't believe they're evil, then vote for Kamala Harris. That's her vision. That's the kind of country she wants us to be. She also threw in there TikTok. You know, Trump, again, goes on and on and on. I'm going to be, all Trump cares about is Trump, but Trump, in what he says and in what he did as president, made very clear that he's only the president for the people who voted for him. Kamala Harris said right there again for the umpteenth time. She wants to be president for all Americans. What kind of country do you want to be? Do you want to be? Do you want a president who will only represent the people who voted for him? Man, if you do, you got him in Trump. Again, the contrast. Do you want a president who, as Kamala Harris said last night, will represent all Americans? She said last night, even the people who did not vote for her. Those are words that Donald Trump could not utter. You choose. America, you choose. What kind of a people do you want to be? That's your call. That's your choice. I agree, Todd. Trump only cares about Trump. Kamala Harris also said later in this speech this wonderful line that I love. She said word for word, "For too long, America, we've been consumed with too much division, too much chaos, and too much mutual disrespect." And then she said this, I love this, "It does not have to be this way." So there it is again, everybody. You choose. What kind of a country do you want to be? Do you want a country where we continually mutually disrespect each other? Do you want to be a country that is increasingly divided? It's your call. And if you do want this country to be increasingly divided, Trump is your guy. That's his country. That's his vision. That's what he presented at Madison Square Garden. If you want that division, hate, chaos, disrespect, vote for Trump. If you want to try to unite, if you want the American people trying to stop all of this hate, and maybe, just maybe, pipe dream, maybe try to find some common ground, that's Kamala Harris. She's telling you, and she told you again last night, put policy aside, that's the kind of country, that's Mabel in my background, that's the kind of country she wants. Mabel, shush. You decide. That's your choice. But I love that line because it is your choice. It's your call, America. When Kamala Harris said that last night, it does not have to be this way. We make the call. If we put Trump in the White House again, it will be this way. The hate will continue. Guaranteed. The division will get worse. Guaranteed. The chaos and the unrest will continue. Guaranteed. We will continue to view the people we disagree with as our enemy. If Trump gets back in the White House, you are guaranteed that, America, for 4 years. It doesn't have to be that way. It's up to you. There's so much profound power in that line. It doesn't have to be this way. You know, I'm a son of a bitch. I'm still a proud Tea Party libertarian guy. I still have all the passionate things I believe in, like limited government, gun rights, school choice, all the rest. But I've begun this podcast called The Social Contract because I made up my mind a few years back. I don't want the divide and the hate anymore. I helped to bring America to this place where we're divided and we hate each other. I want an America where we are tolerant of each other and respectful toward each other, even though we disagree. That's how come the social contract. That is the social contract, our pledge with each other, how we'll treat each other. You've got two candidates for president, America. One of them, only one of them embodies this social contract. That's Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is the antithesis of that. Trump wants division, he wants hate, and he wants fear. He wants that. Trump wants unrest on our streets. If Trump loses, Donald Trump wants there to be violence. Hey, he's the Republican Party nominee. The Republican Party is his, man. The Republican Party wants nothing to do with a guy like me anymore. The Republican Party, we know, wants that. MAGA wants division. MAGA wants hate. MAGA wants chaos. They've chosen Trump. He's their guy. I acknowledge that. I don't fit there. But America, you get to choose. Whoever wins this race, it's going to be close. America, you have to choose. Do you want that? Do you want 4 more years of that? Or do you want an attempt, just an attempt? Fucking A, just an attempt to heal the divide. Syrax the Dragon, I didn't call you garbage. I'd never call you garbage. I'll call Donald Trump garbage till the cows come home. I won't call Trump's supporters garbage. No, that's Trump's language. Kamala Harris, again, we overthink and we think too hard about a contest for president. It's a personal choice. All the data, all the research that's ever been done on this, when we vote for president, unlike our vote for any other office in this country, our vote for president is the most, we all believe it's a really personal choice. And I believe it has to do with that. Who do we want to be as a people? Man, oh man, America, do you have a choice this year? Do you have a basic choice? Do you have a basic contrast? Right? What kind of America do you want to be? And here it is. If you want an America where we are at each other's throats, where the people who disagree with us are our enemy, then vote for Trump. If you want an America where we are attempting to come together and work together and find some common ground, and we don't hate, as Kamala Harris said, we do not hate the people we disagree with, then vote for Kamala Harris. Madison Square Garden the other night, all you heard was hate and fear. Donald Trump masterfully is using hate and fear to get elected. That's his vision. Fear is a powerful thing. If you want hate and fear to rule, he's your guy. Last night at the Ellipse, standing where Trump stood on January 6th, Kamala Harris presented a very different America. Working with Republicans, independents, and Democrats, working with everyone, focusing on fixing problems, doing her best, putting Republicans in her cabinet. She said she'll seek out people who disagree with her and listen to them. Again, words Trump is incapable of uttering. A much different vision of who we are as a people. It doesn't have to be this way. You choose. You choose, America. Hate and fear and division versus listening to each other, attempting to be tolerant and respectful, and trying to get shit done. Trump was in Pennsylvania last night, Allentown, Pennsylvania. And he reminded us again last night of why he is utterly disqualified to be president. And I'll be even stronger in what I say about Trump. And remember, all my MAGA friends and listeners right now, hello, TikTok. All my MAGA listeners right now, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Trump. Donald Trump reminded us last night of why he is a traitor to this country. And before I play the clip, I want to acknowledge that's a pretty strong thing to say. I've said it before about Trump. I believe Donald Trump is a traitor to this country. Keith, give me his hit from last night. Thanks.
Ballot, get that damn ballot in, please, immediately, because they've already started cheating in Lancaster. They've cheated. We caught them with 2,600 votes. No, we caught them cold.
Donald Trump last night in Pennsylvania said they're already cheating in Pennsylvania. Early mail-in voting, they're already cheating. Let me be crystal clear. Nothing else matters but this. Nothing else. No Trump supporter can defend this. No Trump supporter can defend what Trump just said. This is Donald Trump lying about our elections process again. This is Donald Trump attacking our very democracy again. This is Donald Trump inciting violence again. Nothing else matters. I don't give a damn where you stand on immigration. I don't give a damn where you stand on taxes. I don't give a damn where you stand on healthcare reform. I don't give a damn where you stand on Ukraine. I don't give a damn where you stand on any other issue. We have a president of the United States, we have a candidate for president of the United States who is again attacking the heartbeat of our democracy. He is attacking the peaceful transfer of power. He is attacking our elections process. He's doing it again in a representative democracy. If you attack our elections, you are attacking America. And only a traitor would do that. Trump's lying again. He's lying to every one of you. Again, we know why he's doing it. He's an idiot. We know why he's doing it. He's so fucking transparent. We know why he's doing it. He did this same playbook in 2020. He starts lying about cheating months before the election so that all of you Trump supporters get really worked up and you start getting pissed off. They're cheating. So that when election day hits and Trump loses, you will believe his lie about the cheating. That then gives Trump the opportunity to say it was stolen. My victory was stolen. And you believe it. And then some of you who believe it act out in violence. That's the goal. That's the aim. Trump lies about cheating. Trump lies about a stolen election so that when he loses, you, Trump supporter, will not accept the vote. Man, that's traitorous. That's despicable. That's cowardly, but that's like treasonous behavior. A candidate for president purposely working to get you to not respect the vote. And again, I remind everybody, I am purposely a broken record on this. We're a representative democracy. The chain, the linchpin, the heartbeat of this representative democracy are these things we hold every 2 years, every 4 years for president. We hold these things called elections, where the people stand up, the people have the power, the people choose, and we all accept who the people choose. All of us citizens and all of us candidates. And if we don't, the chain breaks. The linchpin is gone. The heart of our representative democracy stops beating. Our democracy ends. How in God's name, rhetorical question, can anyone vote for a candidate who would set out to do that? Who would set out to try to kill our representative democracy? He's been doing it now for months. I'll say it again. I think I said it yesterday. Nobody knows who's going to win on Tuesday. Nobody knows. It's really, really close. The only thing we know for certain is if Trump loses, well, let me back up. We know two things for certain. We know two things for certain. If Kamala Harris loses, man, as tough as it will be, Kamala Harris will publicly accept the result. Kamala Harris will publicly concede. Kamala Harris will publicly congratulate Donald Trump. And Kamala Harris will do all she can to help ease the peaceful transfer of power. Kamala Harris will go to Trump's inauguration. What we also know for certain is if Donald Trump loses, he'll never, ever, ever accept the result. He will never, ever concede. And he will again incite violence. Talk about making your choice easier this year. Who are you going to vote for? Well, there it is right there, right? What kind of a person do you want to vote for? Somebody who will respect the will of the people every 2 years, or somebody who will give the middle finger? Somebody who will give the middle finger to the people every 2 or 4 years, right? Somebody who will respect and accept the results of an election, or somebody like Donald Trump who will give their middle finger to election results. I love saying this. Who will you vote for, America? Somebody who will behave as you all taught your children to behave when they won and when they lost? Or someone who will behave in the exact opposite way you taught your children to behave? a good, decent loser like Kamala Harris, who would put her country first if she lost, or the biggest poor loser, the biggest sore loser who's ever lived, like Donald Trump, someone who's humanly incapable of putting his country first. He is a toddler, JP. Donald Trump is a toddler. I'm still a free market, limited government guy. This race has never had anything to do with policy about me. It begins and ends here. I can never, ever, ever vote for someone who will not concede when he loses. I'm sorry, our representative democracy ends with candidates like that. I could never, ever, ever vote for someone who lied to millions and millions of Americans and convinced millions and millions of Americans not to believe the truth. Couldn't do that. Final thought. I was at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania with Bill Clinton yesterday. Who'd have thunk that? I mean, think about it. Bill Clinton and I, former President Bill Clinton and I, were in Johnstown, Pennsylvania yesterday, holding a big unity rally for Kamala Harris. I mean, you think about that. A coalition that right now includes a former Democratic president and a former Tea Party congressman together, holding hands together, supporting the same candidate. Man, that's a winning coalition. That's a winning coalition. But I'm there with Bill Clinton yesterday. And I spoke, and then I introduced President Clinton. I spoke and I said what I generally say, that we are better than Donald Trump thinks we are. We are a better, more decent, more tolerant, more respectful country than Donald Trump thinks we are. We are a better people than Donald Trump thinks we are. And then I introduced Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton, look, he's a masterful speech giver. He's a masterful retail politician. Bill Clinton had this great line yesterday in his speech, in his remarks, talking about all the ugliness at Madison Square Garden, all the anti-Puerto Rican ugliness at Madison Square Garden at that Trump rally. And Bill Clinton said, you know, we're all Puerto Ricans today. We're all Puerto Ricans today. I loved that line. I loved that line. Bill Clinton then went on to talk about, to remind everybody in the audience that Puerto Ricans are Americans. They are our fellow Americans. And then he went on about how Puerto Ricans are some of the most patriotic people in this country. Puerto Ricans have fought and died for this country. Some of our most devoted veterans are Puerto Ricans. I just kept thinking about that line. We're all Puerto Ricans today. And I want you to think about that line when you think about your choice this election. Call Puerto Rico garbage. If you think Puerto Rico is garbage, vote for Trump. If you believe your Puerto Ricans are your fellow Americans and they're good, patriotic, loyal, good people and good Americans, vote for Kamala Harris. If you want nothing to do with Puerto Ricans, vote for Donald Trump. But man, if you feel you want to stand by, stand with, and defend your fellow Americans, defend Puerto Ricans, then say to yourself every day between now and Election Day, we're all Puerto Ricans. We're all Puerto Ricans. And vote for Kamala Harris. Again, the choice is so freaking easy. The choice is so simple. Answer this question. What kind of a people do you want to be? Answer that. and make your choice. Thanks for listening. Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. Joe Walsh, whiteflag@gmail.com. All one word if you want to shoot me an email. Make it a good day today. Thanks, everybody. Be brave.
Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.